excellent afternoon, and happy new week. Wow, the month is really, going on its way. Let me not look for a trouble. I can't believe today is already 12th to April that we just entered. Well, happy new week to every one of us. We are all welcome to this afternoon's broadcast. We're going to be looking at common questions about depression and menopause. We're going to be looking at how are they related, and how are they different. We're going to be looking at menopause. How does, depression tell on menopause, or menopause tell on depression? So we're going to be looking at these two, interwoven, today. Questions that people ask a lot about it. Excellent afternoon. We are all welcome. You can kindly greet, and then I will welcome you to this afternoon's broadcast. My name once again is Ngozi Achonwa, and I'm your health and wellness coach. I teach you how you stay away from hospital using natural things you can find around you, how you can use remedies that are natural, to make sure you stay away from the hospital. Excellent afternoon, excellent afternoon. So we are all welcome as we look at common questions about depression and menopause. So I'll just share this on my pages and also share for people to see. So you can greet if you've joined me. I know there's a little delay, always a little delay here and there. So if you greet, I can greet you. Good afternoon. So I'll be sure there's someone I'm talking with. And we get going this afternoon. All right, Joy Vincent is here. Joy, you're welcome. Excellent afternoon. You're welcome to this afternoon's broadcast. Thank you for joining in and being the first to join up in today. You're welcome, welcome, welcome. As we look at common questions, what are some of those common questions that may come to your mind and that people ask concerning menopause and depression? Of course, we know that at this middle age, we go through a lot as women. And it's always important for us to know what to do and know how to handle every situation that we are going through. So we're going to be looking at so many things on menopause and depression, even as I share this on my page. Thank you for the thumbs up. Wow, what's happening here? Let me use my phone and share this. All right, so we're welcome. There is this quote that I like so much that says that you do not brood over your past mistakes and failures, as this will only fill your mind with grief, regret, and depression. Do not repeat them in the future, So you just don't brood over your mistakes. You try as much as possible to find how you can get over them and get going with your life. I love that quote a lot. Hello, Bolufemi Shade. You're welcome to this afternoon's broadcast. Thank you for joining in. Hello, Tonia. You're welcome to this afternoon's broadcast also. Thank you for joining in. Today we are looking at common questions that we may have as women concerning depression and menopause. And like I said, I like to share this on my pages, and then we get going today. And also kindly help me share it also on your pages. Welcome, Akim Bami. You're welcome to this afternoon's broadcast as we look at common questions that we may have concerning depression and menopause. And then we get going as I quickly share this on my page. I like to have this on my story. I don't know why this is something went wrong. Welcome. Many times technical things will come and do their own, this laptop. All right, so like I said, there's a quote that I usually love. It says, do not brood over your past mistakes. Don't stay regretting concerning your past mistakes. It's not going to take you anywhere. The best thing for you to do is what? Try to change things. The future is more important than the past. Because a lot of us, we keep telling ourselves and we keep wondering, oh, it's because I didn't do this that did this happen, did this happen to me, or it's because I didn't do this that, you know, I'm getting this, you know. We need to stop regretting, and then, you know, because regrets will just fill our minds with some kind of depression, some kinds of mood changes, and then we'll begin to go into become irritable, become depressed, and the things like that. We need to actually move on. You know, there's this conference I attended last week during our global rally, and one man was saying what has helped him. You know, one of the motivation speakers they brought said what helps him in life is that he spends just 30 seconds on regrets. Can you imagine that? I used to think I'm a hero because I used to spend maybe like 5 minutes or less on regrets. You know, I had to drag myself until I dragged myself up to 5 minutes per regret. So when I had his own and he said 5 seconds, I was like, wow, that's really fast. 5 seconds on regrets. Because, you know, one thing with life is that we have energy. Life is all about energy. You know, if you achieve positive things, you need positive energy. And of course, you also need energy to, you know, not to achieve. You need energy to achieve negative things. So what do you now do? Reduce your negative energy. That's what you do. Regrets gives you negative energy. Envy gives negative energy. Jealousy, negative energy. Anger gives negative energy. Regret, negative energy. Depression, negative energy. So you can just look at your life and see how you balance off negative and positive energy, you know, to know how it happens. So when that man said that he spends maybe just like 5 seconds on regret, I was, wow. I'm like, that's my target now. 5 seconds, that's like less than 10 seconds on regrets, on any of those things. He will move faster. Hello, Angie. You're welcome to this afternoon's broadcast. So, you know, let's even look at what is depression. Depression can be described as a feeling of sadness. You know, Igbos will say they are blue. Someone is blue. That's why when they sing their blues, all those songs they sing blues, it keeps you depressed, you know. A feeling of unhappiness, a feeling of miserable, you know, feeling miserable, and then feeling down, you know. All these are all the feelings that one can use to describe depression. You know, somehow most of us feel, you know, at one time or the other, and short periods, like I said, you feel depressed, you feel down, you feel miserable, you feel bad, you feel blue, you know. But true clinical depression, like I said last week, is a mood disorder. It's not just a short feeling. You know, it's a mood disorder of feeling of sadness, loss, anger, frustration, you know, that will interfere with your day-to-day activity for extended period of like 2 weeks. When you have that feeling for extended period of like 2 weeks, then you're going through depression and you need help. And remember what I said, start seeking from help immediately. Start seeking for help now. If you have passed through what I've mentioned for extended period of up to 2 weeks, you need to seek for help. You know, depression is a common condition. In fact, the National Institute of Mental Health estimates that in America, about 10% of Americans, you know, experience some kind of depression or the other. And then for people with chronic illness, people who have maybe like cancer, who have terminal liver or kidney diseases, you know, they estimate that up to 25% of such people have depression or are prone to be depressed. So also they also find out that, you know, the people with multiple sclerosis are found that up to 41% of them have significant symptoms of depression. You know, so it's important for us to know what to do, and that's why I'm treating depression and menopause, because a number of us women, we go through menopausal issues, we go through menopausal problems, and then it's like a cycle. If you don't handle those menopause symptoms, if you don't handle those menopausal problems, they get you into depression. And when you're depressed, they also escalate and, you know, increase your symptoms of menopause, and then you go back into depression, and then it increases the symptoms again. So the cycle continues until somebody actually enters into real clinical depression, and then it becomes an issue for that person. Hello, Eteng, Marianne. It's been a while, Eteng. How are you? You're welcome to this afternoon's broadcast. You know, so that's what depression is. Depression, you know, the symptoms of depression can be mild, they can be moderate, they can actually be severe. But when the symptoms are mild, the condition is not the same as temporary having the blues. It's different. Being sad for a moment is different from depression. I handled that last week. We can go and check that and find out all I said about it. You know, people cannot snap out of depression by force of their own will. That's the truth. But you can snap out of sadness. You can snap out of irritability. You can snap out of anger. But when somebody is actually depressed, you can't just get out of it on your own. You know, practicing healthy habits will help. Getting regular exercises will help. I've handled exercises and depression on Saturday. You can go down my page and watch these things and put them into practice. Then eating right, or taking, you know, a vacation, holiday, may also help and alleviate depression. You know, for those of us who stay in cities that, you know, you do a lot of work and you get so choked up with activities and things that you're doing, it's good that you take time off. I usually take short retreats to get out of my duty and go and, you know, to a place where you will concentrate and ask yourself, what is this rat race that we are running? It's very, very good. Depression is more common in women than in men, and especially common during our teen ages when we are entering puberty stage, because a lot of chemical changes occur in children, and that's why you need to take note of your teenage children. When a child begins to enter the age of 11, 12, 13, 14, you know, it's pre-teenage, 11, 12, because some children start early. But definitely at 12, 13, you need to look at those children very well, whether they are boys or girls. You know, this just by the way. Girls, because some of them, as they're starting their menstruation, they don't even understand what is happening to them. And their friends will tell them a lot of stories. If you are an outgoing person, you will remember all the stories you heard from some people when you were growing up, and know that the children are hearing worse things now. So, and then men also, you know, have depressive period, even the younger men also. But it all depends on, you know, how it happens to them. And then but more men talk more than women. You know, women don't usually talk, they don't usually discuss their situation, and that's why in statistics actually they have more men being depressed than women. But in the actual life, more women get depressed more than men. Then what is menopause? Of course, we've handled. Hello, Florence Afolabi. You're welcome to this afternoon's broadcast. You can drop in your message, you can drop in your comments, you can drop in your questions, and then I'll be answering them as we go on. I've talked so much about menopause on my page, Aging with Grace page. So go down the page, you're going to see a lot of teachings on menopause. But actually, menopause is that period when we are going out from our very matured stage of childbearing, and you're now leaving that cycle of childbearing to the non-childbearing age. And it usually occurs between ages 51 to 55. And we have stages that we call, like I've talked about, puberty stage, and then we have the pre-menopause stage, we have peri-menopause stage, we have menopause, and then we have post-menopause. So those are the 5 stages women, or, you know, females go through. So from after pre-menopause is still when the person is still having children. You have your estrogen and your progesterone on, so you don't really have much of these erratic changes apart from during your period, during pregnancy, and postnatal, immediately the person finishes delivery. But menopause is that, like, it goes for 7 to 14 years for most women. it's a time you need to be very careful. Now, when I said you need to be very careful about your emotional health, physical health, mental health, you know, even financial health. Because if you don't handle that period very well and you enter your post-menopause, it's going to be very terrible. That's why, you know, they now begin to say that somebody is suffering from old age disease. No, it's because the person did not handle that peri-menopause and menopause period very well. You now begin to have all those old age diseases of arthritis, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart issues, cardiovascular, you know, and all that. And you find some women, that's why you find out some marriages breaking at that time. They say, these people have been married for 30 years now. They've been married for 40 years. Why are they having problems? After having stayed for a long time. No, the woman is going through a lot of chemical changes that she could not control and did not seek for help. And so that's what's happening to her. Hello, Angie. Angie, you're welcome to this afternoon's broadcast. Angie is here again. Hello, Chioma. Chioma, you're welcome. Welcome. Iso Mbasi, Alabota Iso Mbasi, and welcome Bamidelo Oluwaseyi. You're welcome to this afternoon's broadcast as we look at menopause and depression. So I've already told us what depression is and what menopause is. So let's look at the causes of depression during menopause. What actually causes depression in women during menopause? You know, the link between depression and menopause is really not well understood. It's still going through a lot of researches. It's still going through a lot of researches now. However, it's the hormonal imbalance that occurs as estrogen declines that leads to change in your brain and nervous system, causing mood swings, depression, memory loss, problem focusing, and other menopausal symptoms. Remember when we handled yesterday the brain biology? You can go and check Saturday broadcast and look at what I talked about brain biology. In it, I told us that our brain is always growing. It's still being created every day. You know, your brain is still active. It's still growing. It's still maturing. It's still, you know, I don't know, it's still growing every day. So if your estrogen level declines, then it actually affects your brain because the brain is not getting enough again. And when the brain is not getting enough, then it will now lead to a change in the cell, you know, regeneration of your brain and your nervous system, and then that's what brings the mood swing. When your mood is swinging from, you know, one chemical swing, it's not you're not really the one doing it, but it's the chemical imbalance that is doing it. So it now brings depression. It can even bring memory loss in some people. They will begin to forget things that they want to do. They can just get up on their chair to want to do something. They will not even remember what they got up to do, you know, and then it will also bring problem with focusing, and all these things will tell on yourself and will disturb you from, you know, it will begin to make you to be depressed. Then also, beside the hormones having an impact on your brain, menopause can also be very confronting for many women, presenting the end of fertility and signifying the aging process. Like for some women, when they remember that, oh, menopause means I can't have a child, and maybe that one doesn't have enough or doesn't have at all, it can bring depression. And also for some women, they know that during that menopause period, there are also some kind of sexual issues that they might arise. It might also make them to, you know, begin to feel very sorry for themselves. So looking also again the causes of depression during menopause, there was a story that was told by one woman. Her name is Laurel. So she said that she started experiencing menopause symptoms, and that put her down and made her job very stressful, made her life, she was very irritable. So when her doctor told her that it's actually perimenopause she's going through, she was saying, no, it's not true. It can't be that. She's just 46 years old. That she had that one enters menopause at 50, 51, 52, but that she's just 46 years old. So that why should she be feeling like that? She was just arguing with the doctor that I'm young, it's not menopause, so better find what it's doing to me. They ran all the tests, they didn't find anything. She was just jumping in one day in, one day out of the hospital, and the doctor kept telling her, this thing is menopause that is happening to you, you know. she was now insisting, no, it happens only to older women, that she's not old, that that's not what's happening to her, you know. In fact, she said she didn't even want to hear that word called menopause, that the doctor cannot be right. But you know, until she started having panic attacks, and then she started having hot flushes, night sweats, she will just get up from her office desk to go and do something. Halfway, she will forget what she's doing. That's when she began to, you know, she became very anxious, and she has to accept the fact that this is early menopause, because we have premature menopause coming to women who are like 37 years old, early menopause like Laurel had at 46, and then those who had normal menopause. So until she accepted the fact that that was what she was going through, before she will now have to sit down to discuss with her doctor and with experts, so that they can get a strategic, you know, management way that she could handle her menopausal issue. She wasn't okay. And that's the same for a number of us out there. This past 1 year, I've encountered a lot of women who are going through menopause and they are confused. They don't even know what is happening to them. And I thank God for quite a number, tens, and many of them that I have helped to get out of that menopausal problem and actually have their lives back. So you can also DM me or chat me on 0703 515 1642. And if you're chatting or calling from outside Nigeria, +234 703 515 1642, and I'll be able to help you to get out of whatever you're going through. Hello, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, you're welcome to this afternoon's broadcast. Even as I put this on my page, my number on my page, and pin it for you, 0703 515 1642. All right, welcome, NJ. Oh, sorry, you're having network issue. God will help us. So, hello, Abimbola. You're welcome to this afternoon's broadcast. I've put my number on the screen, on the comment section, so you can chat me. Let's talk about it. A lot of people have called in from different parts of the world, and you know, when you talk about these things, it helps you. You know, it helps you. Now, another questions, we've answered 3 questions already. I want us to answer like 10 to 12 questions. The first question we answered was, what is depression? The second question is, what is menopause? And the third question is, what causes depression during menopause? And the fourth one now is, will I become depressed during menopause? Is it automatic? Is it natural? Is it what must happen? Well, the good news is that no, not necessarily. Some people go through menopause without going through that irritable period, without going through the mood swings, without being depressed, you know, because how you experience menopause is dependent on many things. What happens to you during menopause is dependent on many things. Number one, how healthy are you? How healthy are you? That's what determines how you go through it. Then whether you're taking care of yourself. I need to point this thing out very well here. We women, we don't take care of ourselves. We take care of our children. In fact, some women are so passionate about their children that they even go on the other side. They take care of their children more than their husbands. I don't know why that should be. But well, yes, I know children need care. You understand what I mean? Paying so much more attention that you deprive your husband of the attention that he needs. That's wrong. So many of us women don't even take care of ourselves. Now, let me give you the scenario. You wake up in the morning, usually in most homes, most good homes, because I know a few homes that is not so. The women are the first to get up in the morning. They will take care of daddy before he goes to work or whatever, for the working daddies. Take care of the children to go to school. You will see her jumping up and down. In fact, in one of the groups I belong, the educators group, they said, can a woman take care of the children and send them to school any morning without shouting? When I heard that question, I started laughing. You know why I was laughing? Because I was just remembering when my children were all very small and they were going to primary school. I don't think there's any morning I didn't shout. He said, get up, why are you late? Come on, eat your food fast. Why are you late? There is no way a morning will pass, especially for those of us that had, you know, a couple of them. I don't think there was any time I had less than 3 going to school at the same time. Okay, except when he remained my last son, and that boy was Kai. He keeps to time. So even sometimes before I wake up, when he was in his older primary session, upper primary, he would have even gone to boil his water by himself. He wakes up very early to have his devotion, boil his water, and he's usually the first in school because the school is very close to the house. So in fact, sometimes I have to wake up to make him not to leave the house by 6:30. So that's the only time I had calmed mind. But anytime they were 2 or more, hey, you know, so they asked that question. So we will do all this as women. Okay, all right. Christy said I'll have to help her. Christy, please chat me on my phone number on the screen, and I'm going to help you. You will come out of it. So many women, we take care of every other thing excepting ourselves. You know, let me give you an example. Even when my children were quite young, if my husband says, okay, this is the money that you should use to go and buy things for yourself, I will never use that money alone for myself. In fact, sometimes I won't even finally use it for myself. Because it's the children, you know, children this one, children that one. I'll just remember everything about the children, forgetting myself. So he now made it a point of duty for himself. He's not going to be giving me money. If we travel now, my husband will also take money for it. He will buy the thing by himself, or he will follow me to the shop and say, hey, can pick your own. Because once he gives me that money, I won't spend it on myself. And that's what we are going through. But let me call a caution for us. We need to take care of ourselves as women. We actually need to take care of ourselves. So because it will also tell on you at this middle age. If you're not taking care of yourself, what you eat, make sure you eat well, what you clothe yourself with, what you rub on your skin, they are all very, very important. And then again, whether another issue that determines how you go through your menopause period, whether you go through it without feeling the symptoms, you know, is whether you're happy with your life generally. Are you happy with your life? Are you happy in your marriage? Are you happy with your husband? I always tell women, don't let your happiness depend on another person. I said it a lot on Saturday. Your happiness should depend on you. You're primarily responsible for your happiness. And that's how you can treat yourself very well. So because, you know, it's like a chicken or egg scenario. Are the hormonal changes of menopause impacting on your life? Or is your life impacting on how you experience menopause? It's that second. And you need to be sure that you are okay. So not necessarily you're not going to have depression, but it depends on how you handle it. Like, you know, figures show that menopausal women are 3 times more likely to experience depression than women who are not yet in their menopausal stage. Why? I've already told us why. Hello, Adigun, you're welcome to this afternoon's broadcast. Well, hello, KK, Rita, you're welcome to this afternoon's broadcast. We are looking at questions people ask concerning depression and menopause, and we are in the 5th question, which is, will I become depressed during menopause? Not necessarily, but it's like a cycle, you know, because women who are going through menopause are 3 times more likely to be depressed than those who are not. Women with a history of depressive illness have a greater likelihood of becoming depressed during menopause. So you see, these things are like a circle. So women who also have history of premenstrual syndromes may be more sensitive to menopause changes taking place. Those who have cramps, those who have much of it running or less of it running, once you have issues with that, your cycle, then be sure to take care of your menopausal stage very well, because it's going to impact on you. All right, so another question that people have asked are there different types of depression? Yes, there are different types of depression. Hello, Chinyere, you're welcome. Welcome to this afternoon's broadcast as we look at depression and menopause. There are different types of depression. I've looked at it last week. You can go and check out the video. But, you know, we have major depression, which is characterized, you know, by symptoms that affect your work, affect your sleep, affect your eating habits, affect your interests and activities, and on things that you once enjoy. Then I also talked about the dysthymia, which is a low intensity mood disorder, which is also characterized by less severe symptoms than the major, you know, depression symptoms. Then we also have the bipolar disorder, which also is a manic depression illness. And then other types are the postpartum depression, which is a depression that women have after birth, after having babies. You know, 10 to 5% of women go through this. before they come out of it, because that period they don't sleep well. They're always waking up to feed babies. They're always, you know, taking care of the babies, and sometimes that period of hormonal imbalance can also tell on them. Then we also have the premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which is also a depressive symptom that occurs about a week before menstruation, and then it disappears after your menstruation. You find out that sometimes before your menstruation you begin to feel moody. My husband always tells me, he will say, Nkem, is your period close? When I start behaving somehow, he's saying, Nkem, it's like your period is close. He's an understanding husband, and he understands his body very well. He even understands my own body more than my own. He's one that will say, go and watch it, something is about to happen, you know. So that's premenstrual dysphoric disorder. It makes you to begin to feel moody, begins to feel irritable, you are speaking fast, you get angry easier with people, you are shouting at people more easily. These are all chemical disorders. Then there's also seasonal affective disorder, which occurs during seasons for some people. You know, sometimes they will tell some people that if it's in Igbo land, they will tell them, for those of you who understand Igbo, you know, there are some people that during dry season, during Harmattan, they behave funnily. So when they now begin to behave like that during rainy season, then the Igbo man will say, so those are seasonal affective disorders. So these are all the types of, you know, depression that one can have. And most times, many of these depressions that are not major depressions are due to chemical, you know, imbalances in our system. All right, Chinyere is asking, I'm 46 years old now, and I'm passing through all this now. Is it peri-menopause? Please help me. Yes, Chinyere, if you're 46 and you're going through all these symptoms, it is peri-menopause. So stay on, and you will hear some of the things you need to do to come out of all these things you're going through. And then you can also buy my book on symptoms of menopause and how to come out of menopause. It's called The Healthier, Happier Menopause. The book is 2,000 naira, but for this session, I'll give it out at 1,500, but it's usually 2,000. You can have it, Chinyere, for asking. It is a book that can help you look at, you know, teach you and tell you about all the symptoms of menopause and what you can do to come out of them. All right, so the next question that people ask is, can depression be prevented? Can depression be prevented? Yes, healthy lifestyle habits can help you prevent depression, or at least lessen the chances of it happening again to you. Regardless of whether you have mild or major depression, these following self-care steps can help you. So let's look at those self-care helps that can help you. Hello, Chinyere, you're welcome. Welcome. I hope, Chinyere, you understood what I answered you. Write down like all these the preventions that we're going to talk about, and also you can get that my book on menopause. It will help you. So number one way to prevent depression is sleeping well. That's one major way. You need to sleep well. Whatever it will take for you to sleep well, you need to do it. And I on this my page, hearing Aging with Grace page, I have treated sleep disorder. I have treated deep sleep, how you can get it. So what you will do, go to the page, Aging with Grace page, and type sleep. When you type sleep, all my videos and things I've done on sleep will come out, so you can go and watch them. You need to sleep well. But I always recommend one affordable tea that can help you to sleep well, and it is the aloe blossom tea. Aloe blossom tea, it's fantastic because it not only helps you sleep well, it helps cool your nerves. It also helps with people who are having diabetes. It helps with people who are having high blood pressure, and it also helps with depression. So aloe blossom tea is one tea you should get and take it morning and evening, and I tell you, you will thank me for it, because you will begin to sleep like a baby and wake up very strong. So you can order for your aloe blossom tea. Then you need to follow, number two, you need to follow a healthy, nutritious diet. A healthy, nutritious diet. Remember what I always tell us, at this age, our estrogen level is declining, and so you need to give your body estrogen. Your body is not producing estrogen the way it needs to do, So you need to give your body this estrogen in form of plants, cytostrogen. Can I have fields of green and super green? So you need to give your body cytostrogen. And this cytostrogen can be gotten from certain plants. These plants are the things that will give you that cytostrogen produced in plant form. Remember, like I said, your system, your body is no longer producing estrogen. But you can get estrogen through cytostrogen so that you can get all the nutrition that you need to be able to go through menopause very well. And another thing where you can also get enough supplements and enough nutrition for you to go through your menopause period is Vitalized Women. Now, Vitalized Women contains all the ingredients that will also help you to produce this cytostrogen, help to remove night sweat, helps to remove hot flushes, and help you to go through menopausal, life very well. I call it, this is the menopausal supplement. Any woman who is 35 years and above should have this as her daily supplement to supplement the food that you eat every day, so that you will be able to get enough nutrients to live healthy. Then exercising regularly is another thing that can help you. I always talk about exercise on Saturdays. So you need to have your exercises. Now, for those of you who need greens, but you can't get enough greens because you need alfalfa plant, you need barley plant to be able to get this cytostrogen, Fields of Green has it all and is very, very affordable. I have a lot of testimonies from women who are taking these Fields of Green daily. They go through menopause very well, and they combine it with their Vitalized Women, and they go through this menopause period very, very well. So then getting exercises, remember, if you can't do your exercises outside, do it right there in your home using your dumbbell or your fitness ball. Then you need to avoid alcohol. Avoid anything that will give you any form of marijuana or any kind of alcohol or the other. You need to avoid it. Then also get involved in activities that make you happy. Get involved in activities that make you happy. Now, let me tell us, you don't have to say you are at home, you don't have friends. Anybody that doesn't have friends doesn't want friends. I'm your friend. Just chat me and we have become friends. So that's the good thing about online. And like now, if he is not online today, NG is my friend. If he is my friend, I also have a friend I found at Orifite, Amaka. Amaka is my friend. Let me see all my friends that are here. NG MK is here. We gist, we talk to ourselves. Yet we have not met. Eten Marian is my friend. Like I'm telling her, it's been a while now, Abimbola Agbaje, we are friends. So you can make friends online. Healthy friends. So let me put it here. Healthy friends. Healthy friends. You can make healthy friends. So there's also spend time with your family and friends, with your children. My son came back over the weekend and there was so much work to do. But I just told myself, no, I should spend a little time with him. So even when I had choked up targets to me, I just dropped them. I went, gisting with him, going around. I was just going around with him. It's not even as if, there's anything. I'll say, okay, which one? So that I can spend time with him. There's that kind of bonding that actually happens. Then try talking to your pastor. Spiritual advices are very, very good. They will give you meaning for the painful experiences you're going through. They will help you with scriptures that can help you if you can't help yourself. So talk to your pastor and then consider prayers and meditations, because they will help you to relax and draw from an inner strength. You need to also look at prayers, look at meditation. Spend every morning, get up like me, take your walk, morning walk, thank God. Heart of gratitude is another thing that can help you. If you have that heart of gratitude, to always be grateful to God for what he has done, to count your blessings and name them one by one. I tell you, you will not forget what God has done for you. Then another thing that can also help you is omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 fatty acids, if you add them to your diet, it can help you to have a better kind of feeling because it helps the brain. Omega-3 fatty acids helps the brain. It helps your brain to keep forming the cells, regenerating the cells that they need every day. And omega-3 active C is a good one that you can use. It's very, very good. It has all the EPA that you need. It has the DHA that you need, enough grams that you need. It also have the oleic acid that you need. You know, this is very, very good for anyone having any kind of mood swing, anyone having any kind of memory loss, anyone having any kind of, you know, irritability. Active C can help you. Also B12. B12 is another supplement that can also help you if you're going through it. Taking maybe like 400 to 500 micrograms of it can help you. And this folic acid, one tablet alone, the one I have in my hand, has 400. So taking 2 of it gives you enough that you need for the day. Also try light therapy. Light therapy is, you know, going out in the light, not being in the darkness. And that's why I take my exercises in the morning in the light. And of course, when you have tried all these things, like I said, you can also try seeing a doctor, a medical doctor that can help you go through it. Abibola say yes, so we are friends. Yes, now we are friends, so we talk to one another and then we share with one another. So don't just be waiting for the friend that you see. My friends, many of my friends now are online, even those that I used to know. COVID is not letting anybody see again. All right, Chinyere says she's at Umahia. How can she get the book? The book is an ebook. So once you pay for it through transfer, I will give you the link and you can download the book in your phone or your laptop, and you, if you want, you can print it out. If not, you can read it from your laptop or from your phone. All right, I think that answers all the questions I have for now. All right, so we move on to the next question. How common is depression? How common is depression? I'm sure we all know the answers. How many times that you open your phone, what will you see? This person killed himself with sniper. That's the ultimate end of depression if it's not handled. So, you know, in Nigeria, we don't have so many data that can store. But in US, they say about 4% of population has what is called major depressive disorder, and the most severe kind of depression at one time or the other. Can you imagine? 4%. You know, that's what in those days they would say madness. You know, but they also say that less severe depression are even more. And that's important to know that everyone, it's also important for us to know that everyone goes through one kind of mood, you know, swing or the other. But most of us come out of it. But now we're looking at the percentage of people who don't actually come out of it. 4%. That's high. And these people can be helped. So then the next question is, how do I know if the symptoms I'm going through is menopause or depression? This is very, very important. Hello, Grace. Good afternoon. You're welcome to this afternoon's broadcast. We are looking at some common questions people ask concerning depression and menopause. We've answered quite a lot. You can watch the replay and see what we have been doing since 1 o'clock. But now the question we are about to answer is, how do I know if the symptoms are menopause or depression? You know, just to make it confusing, when your brain is already foggy, some of the symptoms of depression are similar to those of menopause. You know, when you're already confused on the zone. But then the symptoms common to both depression and menopause are these. Remember, I've talked about 34 symptoms of menopause. You can go down my page and watch the video, or you buy the book on Healthier, Happier Menopause. That will tell you about the symptoms. And last week we handled some of the symptoms of depression. You can go and watch that video for last week. But now we are looking at the common symptoms that you have, that depression and menopause have. And the first one is sleep disorder. If you're having sleep problems, you're either going through menopause or you're going through depression symptoms. And remember what I said, aloe blossom tea is one fast, quick, cheap solution for you to be able to sleep well. Then fatigue, tiredness is another thing. It's another symptom that is common to depression and common to menopause. Exercise can help you, and some Vitalize Women and Multi-Marker can help you with strength if you're going through fatigue or tiredness. Then irritability is another one. You get very irritable, you get angry fast, you get you blame yourself very fast, and you blame people around you. That's another symptom that is in menopause and in depression. And then weight change, either that you gain weight or you lose weight, is another symptoms that menopause and depression share together. So those are the symptoms that they share together. Then also you can anxiety is another symptoms that they share together, menopause and depression. People who have menopause period, who are in their menopausal period, are very anxious. If you go down my page, you will know why I said so. Changes in their children's life, in their own life, estrogen, chemical changes. So this can be very confusing if you're trying to work out whether you are depressed or whether you're having menopause. So the best thing is to treat these symptoms. The best thing is to have healthy lifestyle, like I've said, so that you don't actually have these symptoms, because it may also lead to some women thinking that these problems are a natural part of aging and not seeking for help. You must seek for help. Don't think that anything happening to you is normal. Yes, menopause is a natural process, but those symptoms don't have to happen to you. It's a natural process, but you don't have to go through the symptoms if you're eating well, if you're taking your supplements well, if you're doing your exercises well, if you're taking care of yourself well. You will not have those symptoms. So it's very, very important for you to make sure you don't have them. All right. Eteng says, I want Fields of Green and Forever Blossom Tea, Vitalize Women. Any promo? Eteng has come again, though. Any promo? The tea and the first supplement is how much? Okay, Chinyere, the tea and the Vitalize Women. I'm going to be chatting you after this. All right. Eteng has asked for it. There is a promo. This week till Wednesday is my customer appreciation week, which started on Saturday. On Saturday, I made it that if you bought that Saturday, you will get one of the 3 gifts. And some people bought and they have their gifts. So today now, being another broadcast day, if you buy, you're going to buy a 20% discount. I'll give you a 20% discount for today, and then I can give you aloe lip if you buy today. I still have aloe lip. The other gifts are finished, but aloe lip is still remaining. Aloe lip is a lip balm I use, and that lip balm I also told us that helps to remove the growth I had in my hand. So people who have pile can use it. People who have growth anywhere in their body can use it. Acne, pimple, you can use it for it. You can also use it as your lip balm. If you're having itches on your hair, you can use it. If you have any wound from hair, making hair, you can use it and it will help you. So if you buy today, I'm going to give you one aloe lip, and you're buying at 20% discount. Now, why am I doing my customers week? Let me explain very well to us. Our company moved from $390 exchange to $440 exchange. So before April, they were exchanging for us at $390, but from April 1st, they started exchanging at $440. They added 50 naira on it. So, and of course, you don't blame them, because dollar exchange out there is even $490. I bought some products from US and I exchanged my dollar for $497. Can you imagine? So high. That's what I did. I bought some of these products that they don't have in Nigeria. In US, I had to buy it to satisfy my customers who normally use it. So probiotic will soon be there for those of you who use probiotic. I bought it at an exchange rate of $497. So our company is even doing so well for us to be exchanging at $440 for us. I'm so grateful to God for that. But for it to land very well in our ears. That's why I'm doing the 20% discount. So if you buy today, 20% discount. If you buy tomorrow, 20% discount. If you buy on Wednesday before 12 midnight on Wednesday, 20% discount. After that, no more discount, because I need to make up. But if you pay today, you get your aloe lip. Okay, so how do I know if the symptoms are menopause or depression? We've already handled it, and I've told you that you should treat whatever symptoms you're having. So whether you think it is depression you're going through or it is menopause you're going through, just talk to me and we will discuss about it, and I'll be able to help you, to tell you what you can do that can handle it. Then the next question is, how might one, other aspects of your health deteriorate, as a result of depression? If you're having depression, what is the effect on the other aspects of your health? Is this common? What do people usually struggle with when they are having these symptoms? So what happens? Now let me just look at this. Remember, I've already told us about that cycle. It is that cycle. But let me also explain now. Depression, what can it do to you? If you're having depression, you're not motivated. You're not motivated to engage with healthy activities. You're not motivated to have your exercises. You're not motivated to eat well. If somebody is depressed, the person will rather eat sugar. You will just get up, grab bread, and eat that bread than go to the kitchen to make vegetables. Am I right or wrong? That's true. If somebody is depressed and you come and tell the person, RTC can help you, will that person buy it? He's already in a down mood. He's not going to buy it. He's not going to use it. Even if he has it beside him, he will just say he's not using it because of poor motivation. So because of poor motivation, people who are depressed will neglect good eating habits, neglect exercises, neglect taking their supplements, and then again they have sleep difficulties, which is a major symptoms of depression. So people who go through poor motivation, they get tired, they don't sleep well. So it's a cycle. So when all these things are happening to people like that, they will now not take care of themselves. They won't take care of their body. And so now imagine, we're looking at how might other aspects of our health deteriorate if somebody allows depression to continue. The person is having ulcer, or is prone to ulcer, and the person is depressed. What happens to that person? He will not take his medication. He will not eat well, and so the ulcer will aggravate, and then he will become more depressed. Then he will not take his supplements, he will not take his medicine, he will not eat well. Then the ulcer will go bad again. Maybe it will tear his stomach. He gets more depressed. So that's what happens. So as important, negativity goes a long way to actually make our health to deteriorate. So depressed individuals tend to see the worst and assume the worst of every situation. Anybody who is depressed, like I told us, will see a bottle that is half full and tell you it is half empty. Anybody that is depressed will be having one kind of like there was a woman, sorry, she's late now, she was going through this thing. I kept talking to her. She brought her report for me that time and told me, I have a large heart. I have a large heart. I said, calm down. Calm down, let's look at this thing. I checked her report. I said, see, this thing doesn't mean your large has grown bigger than your whole body now. I checked the number. I called the medical doctor. They explained to me. I said, madam, calm down. This thing is just a warning to you that you should watch what you're doing. Hey, this woman didn't listen to me. She called her son, carried that result. Everywhere she went. In fact, at the time, I had to take that result from her, and I kept it in my prayer room. I was just praying for her. Because I had to seize it from her. Everywhere she goes, she will show them, I have a large heart. She will get depressed, and so she's not taking her medications. She's not doing anything that will help her. She was getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So these are some of the things that can happen. So what's the use of doing anything? That's what comes to their mind. And so on and so on. They will ask you, my medication will not help. It's not helping me. This is what that woman was going through. Every day she will come and tell me, I've taken it for 1 week. Oh, nothing is happening to me. She's getting more depressed and depressed. So they need help. Anybody going through this thing needs help. If you're the one, talk out. Like I said it today, I've put my number on the screen. Please call me. Call me. I can remember there's a woman also I'm helping far away from where I am now. But I talk with her almost all the time. And then we are talking. She's coming out of it. She's seeing the world more positive. She's being more optimistic about life. She's seeing that there is help coming to her. She's happier. So we see people end up in a downward spiral in which everything they do that might be helpful to, discontinue, and everything that might be helpful to help them to come out of that negative feeling, they reinforce it when they don't handle that depression stage. So it's very, very important for you to handle those symptoms and make sure you come out of it. All right. So let's look at another question. What can I do to treat depression during menopause? Maybe we should end with this because time has really gone. I still have 3 or 4 questions. All right, what should I do, to treat depression during menopause? What should we do? All right, it's important to remember that menopause is not an illness. It's just another stage of life. And also that depression during this time can be managed, like I said. So those 2 things are the first thing you need to know. Menopause is a natural thing. The symptoms come because of how we have lived our life. And that's why I gave us that quote. Don't regret the past. Let's forget the past. It's gone. Let's look at the future. What do we do about the future now? So I can help you to deal with your menopausal symptoms. I can help you to deal with your depression symptoms. Just chat me on 0703-515-1642 and I'll be doing that. Then also there are things that you can do to help yourself, but what works for one person is different from what works from the other person. So you need to know what works for you. A healthy lifestyle is very, very important in treating depression during menopause. You must have a healthy lifestyle so that you can stay physically and mentally well throughout your menopause period. Then keep up with those sensible things that you should be doing to take care of yourself, such as getting enough sleep, eating well, cutting down on alcohol, cutting down on caffeine, cutting down on all these drugs that they find small. Some people depend so much on Valium and things like that. They have a little of all those things, Lexotan. Eat well. Food is medicine. Food is actually medicine. And that's why if you can't get the food that can give you, a good food that can give you what you need, then supplementation is the next thing you need. You must supplement your food now. So then you also need to be careful not to isolate yourself. Accept to socialize with people. Accept it. Be in groups. Go and meet people. Spend time with your family and friends. Just spend time. Even if you don't feel like that, just spend time with your family member. Then if you hide yourself away from the world, you will just end up feeling lonely, and then you will make the problem more. So you could also consider psychotherapy, like I've said. Meet your pastor, use your Bibles and meditation. Call me anytime. I will answer you. Call me. I was telling somebody today, my phone is always on. If I don't answer, that maybe I'm praying, or there's something I'm doing that maybe my phone is not in my hand. I will call you back. I will chat you back. And then you can also use talk therapy. 5 scriptures for those of you who are Christians that talk about what promises that God has given you. Quote them from time to time. And then also try to not to be anxious. Go down my page, you will see some of the things I've talked about, anxiety and the others. Angie is asking how good alkaline water is. Alkaline water is good because it's the same pH with your system. So alkaline water is very, very good. Then relaxation and breathing techniques and mindfulness training can also help you. So you could also try, other means of handling your emotions during menopause. Then stay calm by changing your self-talk and focusing on your positive mindfulness. Remember what I told you, heart of gratitude goes a long way. Calm down. Calm down. Women, I tell you, sometimes I tell myself, calm down, calm down, calm down. Tell yourself, calm down. There is one thing I would like you to go home with, even if you don't go home with anything. My mom called me when I just married newly, and she came to visit. I think I just had a baby then. And she came to visit, and she said, I kept walking and walking. I wanted everywhere to be okay. I didn't have any help at that time. I couldn't afford one. So I used to do everything myself. I wake up early in the morning. I've already washed up. I've done this. She called me one day. She said, look, let me tell you, my daughter. You see this work you wake up every morning to do. Every morning there will be work to do. Every morning there will be a sitting room to sweep. Every morning there will be outside to sweep. Every morning there, she just told me, she said, so take it easy, calm down. Calm down. Life is not all about these things. That thing really, really helped me. Because that time, even when we were leaving, we had to fetch water. I used to be the one to fetch the water. I lost my wedding ring fetching water. That thing made me so sad. I was so sad for weeks. On top of it, 2 or 3 times, I fell with the bucket while climbing the staircase. You know, all this is in the haste to meet up with the target I give myself to make sure that my home is neat every day. So calm down, a bit at a time, one at a time. You know, that's what you should do. Then, like I said, mindfulness and heart of thankfulness is very, very good. You know one thing we always do, we mothers, we excuse our teenagers who are going through puberty, but we don't excuse ourselves. Those of us going through menopause, you don't excuse yourself. You feel you're the superhero, that you're supposed to, do everything and be everything at the same time. No, it's very, very difficult. Why are we so hard on ourselves as mothers? Why are you so hard on yourself as a woman? Why can't you also excuse yourself and also find an excuse for what is happening? Why? That's where I want us to end today. Love yourself as a woman. Love yourself as a mother. Calm down. Have that heart of gratitude. Take care of yourself. After we have taken care of others, let us take care of ourselves so that we will not end up dying early. I told one woman one day, I said, let me tell you, this one you're jumping up and down because we were discussing about a lady that died, and she was so angry. She said, the husband did not even wait for 2 years. He has remarried. I said, what do you want him to do? To remain unmarried and go and be jumping from one woman to the other? Let him marry. Oh. She said, that she's just thinking about it. She was doing her hand like this. She said, the man did not even wait for 1 year. That woman that I know how she was suffering. That woman, I said, you will see that they will all survive. I told her, I said, watch that family. They will survive. And they are surviving. They are surviving very well. But that woman will wake up very early. She will sleep very late. You will see her. She will sell this. She will sell that. She will do this. She will do that. She's all over the place. Yes, we are supposed to be virtuous women. But please, my sister, take care of yourself. My sister, buy supplements. Take it and look good and look well and be younger. Buy your supplements. Sleep very well. Eat well. Do your exercise. Be happy. Be responsible for your own happiness. Don't let your happiness be in the hand of your husband or in the hand of any child. I tell you, the world is changing. Some of us are not thinking about our future. We are thinking that when we have finished training those children, they will come back and train us. That's in those days. So it's not happening again. Everybody is looking at himself. So you have to actually find out what to do about your own future. And the first thing to do is to remain healthy. Don't let depression eat you up. Don't let anxiety destroy you. Don't let stress kill you before your time. I love you. I really love you. So chat me, DM me, and then I'll give you all that you need. And make sure we become friends. We are friends, okay? So feel free anytime, anything. One of us called me the other day and she said, what I want to discuss with you is outside this Beijing with Grace. I said, what is this? It's not about my daughter. My daughter is, she told me the things and we discussed, we chatted, we laughed. I gave her samples, examples of testimonies of people I had helped with that. She said, that something was telling her to tell me. Oh, she said she doesn't want to disturb me. And she called me later and said that the things worked. That's why we are here for ourselves. We don't need to know ourselves. We don't need to see ourselves. But we are here for one another. I'm here for you. Thank you once again for joining me, even in today's broadcast as we looked at common questions about depression and menopause. We have answered a lot of questions, and I'd love you to go down the page if you're just watching the replay and make sure you watch it to the end, or you're just joining me. We have looked at what is depression. We have looked at what is menopause. We have also looked at what causes depression during menopause. And also we have looked at will I become depressed during menopause? Is it a must that you become depressed during menopause? We have also looked at the different types of depression. And then we also looked at prevention of depression, what you can do to prevent depression. We have also answered this question, how common is depression? Also, how do I know if the symptoms are depression or menopause symptoms? We have also looked at how depression can tell and deteriorate other aspects of one's health. Also, we have looked at what can I do, to treat depression during menopause. And then we ended up by looking at yourself, taking care of yourself and making sure you're the best you should be. I love you all. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to be answering our questions from now. And so, from WhatsApp, Chinyere, please chat me on WhatsApp because I don't have your number. Chinyere Okondo, chat me on WhatsApp. Okay, Rita, chat me on WhatsApp if I don't have your number. Eteng, I'm going to be chatting you very soon. Thank you all. I love you all, Eteng too. I love you too. God bless you. Bye.